Hello and welcome. This is day 16 of our 21-day yoga journey together. Here we are. And today we are working on stretching, stretching past our comfort zone, playing with sort of the edge of our stretch. And it's going to be a little bit more of a chill flow today, just getting into the hips and the hamstrings. So we will get started in a comfortable shape on our backs. And coming into any shape that serves you today on your back, either Shavasana, or you could have your knees bent. Allowing yourself a few breaths to arrive here on day 16 of this journey. Once again, just thanking yourself, acknowledge yourself for showing up today. Always the hardest part, making that commitment. And so let yourself land and start to notice your breath. Maybe drawing some little circles with the ankles and the wrists, wiggling through the fingers and the toes. You might even invite in a stretch up overhead, reaching the fingertips away from your toes. Nice big stretch. All right, let's bend both knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the floor, and we're gonna come into a half happy baby. So bending the right knee in, catch the shin, your ankle, maybe the outer edge of your foot, and see if you can get your right shoulder to the inner line of your right leg. The sole of the right foot pointing upwards. So just opening up into the hips. You could invite in some gentle movement here if you'd like to, maybe a little shift from side to side, just kind of checking in with that right hip and inner thigh today. Option 2, extend the left leg long. Absolutely an option to keep the left leg bent as well. Just breathing into that inner right thigh. Good. Let's switch sides. Let's bring the sole of the right foot to the floor to begin. And then bend the left knee, catch on the inside of, bring the shoulder to the inside of the left leg. And then maybe catch the outside of your leg, your ankle, your foot once again. Maybe there's some gentle movement happening through the hip. And that option to lengthen the right leg is there for you. So just starting by checking in with how the hips and our thighs are feeling today at this point in your day, wherever you are. And acknowledging that it feels different from day to day. All right, letting that go. Let's hug both knees in towards the chest. And then our next meeting place will be child's pose. So you could rock and roll up and down your spine. You could take one arm up overhead, roll to one side, and press yourself up. Coming to meet in a child's pose. or head resting forward towards your mat. Just feeling that length across the spine. Full breath in, feel that stretch across the rib cage, back of the heart. And soften as you exhale. Let's take a side stretch now over towards the right side, walking the hands maybe even off of the mat, keeping the left side of your pelvis nice and heavy. Breathe into the left side of the rib cage, stretching into the intercostals, creating some space between the ribs. And then slowly walking it back through center and all the way over towards the left side. Again, keeping the right hip, right side of the pelvis heavy in order to get a deeper stretch into the right side. Full breath in. Full breath out. Let's take the hands back towards the center of the mat. We'll pull ourselves forward, coming into our tabletop shape. Good. And then tuck your toes. We'll move into downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling your heels out, wiggling your head slightly, and plugging into your finger pads and your knuckles. Take some weight out of your wrists. Just notice how the backs of the legs are feeling. And when we talk about, stretching beyond our comfort zone, that doesn't mean going into any kind of pain or discomfort, but just kind of playing with where we might sort of feel comfortable in our shapes, comfortable in our lives, and seeing what that might feel like to go just a little bit further. Good. Let's come on to toes, looking forward towards the top edge of the mat, and then tiptoe those feet towards a forward fold, allowing your body to drape across the thighs, maybe even inviting in a gentle sway from side to side. And then let's come all the way up, bend into your knees, maybe walking the hands up along the legs. Roll yourself up, move into your mountain pose, Tadasana. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Good. All right, from here, we're going to cross the left foot over top of the right. Breathe in to reach up and grab hold of your left wrist with your right hand. On your exhale, take a side bend over towards the right. So probably already feeling a little bit more open now through the rib cage after that side stretch through Balasana. So see if you can maybe stretch a little bit further, soften through your shoulders. Take a breath in. On your exhale, we're going to sweep the fingertips down towards the mat. So kind of drawing this little semicircle down and coming into a forward fold. Good. Just breathing into the backs of the legs. Awesome. And then slowly start to roll yourself all the way back up. Beautiful. And we'll switch sides, bringing the right foot in front, crossing it over. Breathe in, reach up. Grab hold of that right wrist with your left hand and take your exhale up and over towards the left side. Good. So really pushing into all four corners of your feet, create that strong foundation to then help you stretch a little bit further, feeling that length across the right side body. Take a breath in. Exhale, start to trace the fingertips down towards the mat. Definitely keeping a bend in the knees if you need some extra space. Feeling that length across the hamstrings. Allow the crown of your head to get heavy. Good. And then slowly rolling yourself all the way up. And coming back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Finding all four corners of your feet rooted. Pull your palms together in front of your heart center. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. And let's take a half sun salutation. Breathe in, reach up, look up. Exhale to fold. Maybe you've got the space today to open the arms out towards the sides. Lift halfway on your inhale. And exhale, fold. Do that one more time. Halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale to fold. Good. Step back. Find your high plank. Knees up or knees down. Press the mat away from you. Get really, really strong through the legs and the glutes. Nice and supportive here. Full breath in. As you exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Extend your toes back behind you. Inhale to baby cobra. Exhale, lowering down. Do that again. Inhale, baby cobra. Wrap your shoulder blades back and down. Exhale to lower. Pressing through your tabletop. Let's pause here. Good. And then move through a few cat and cow spine. Inhale, let your belly drop, lift your gaze. Exhale to round your spine. Press the mat away from you. Feel that stretch across the back. Inhale again to lift and lengthen. Lift your tail. Exhale to round. Puff between the shoulders. Good. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, find your downward facing dog. Take a breath in, reach your right heel high up. Exhale, shift forward, find your lunge. We'll tap down into a low lunge on Junayasana. If you'd like, you could bring your blocks underneath your hands. You could also take your hands up towards the top of the front thigh for a breath or two. Just feeling that length, that stretch across the front of the left hip. Hands to the floor or hands to blocks. Take a breath in. Tuck the back toes if they're not already there. On your exhale, send your hips back towards that back heel. Flex into the right foot for half Haudenosaunee. Good. We'll find a gentle flow here. So walking the hands forward, take a breath in, low lunge. Exhale, hips come back, half Haudenosaunee. Lengthen and flex into that right foot. Last time to flow forward, inhale. Maybe a gentle lift of the chest in that low lunge. Exhale, half Haudenosaunee. Let's pause for a few breaths. So the more you flex into that right ankle, probably the deeper you'll feel that stretch through the hamstring. Stay nice and long and lifted. Good. Soften through the jaw, soften through the shoulders. One more breath. Let's crawl the hands forward to frame the front foot, pick up the back leg, step back, find your high plank. Take a breath in. From knees or not, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale to baby cobra or maybe upward facing dog, broad collarbones, strong legs. Exhale through your table or flip over your toes for downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Send weight into your right foot this time. Inhale, left heel high. Exhale, draw that knee forward, come through to your lunge, tap your back knee down. If you need some extra support for the back knee, always feel free to roll up your mat or maybe take a blanket underneath that knee joint. Low lunge for a few breaths. Again, use your blocks if you need. Check in with the jaw, any tension through the neck and the shoulders. Just bringing the breath into the pelvis, feeling that stretch across the right hip. And then let's release the palms down, take a breath in. And tuck the toes under, the right toes under. As you exhale, send your hips back towards that right heel. Flex into the left ankle this time. Good. On your breath in, come forward, Junayasana. And on your exhale, send your hips back, lengthen into the left leg. Last time to flow through. Inhale. Again, maybe it's a lift of the chest. On your exhale, send your hips back towards the right heel and pause. And see if you can kind of draw the left hip crease back. I like to sometimes take my thumb into that left hip crease and kind of manually roll the femur bone back and down into the hip. Keeping the chest nice and proud. Long through the back of your neck, so just check in, notice if it's kind of crunching up. One more breath. Good. Slowly begin to walk yourself forward. Find your low lunge. Once again, pick up the back knee. Step back. Find your high plank. Option to flow. Inhale. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Good. Looking forward, walk, step, hop into a seated position. Make your way onto your back. We'll set up for threading the needle. So now getting into the outer edges of the hips. Bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor, and cross your right ankle over top of the left thigh. Flex into that right foot. This could be your stretch today, figure 4. Or if you want to take it a little bit further, weave the right hand through that little space you've created and interlace your fingers on the back of your left thigh. Keeping the shoulders rooted and connected to your mat. Same thing for your tail, your sacrum. So you have the full length of your spine stretched along the mat. And now here, notice where you kind of go into your comfort. Maybe see if there's any place that you can create some more space for a little bit of a deeper stretch. You could even incorporate a little bit of movement. I like to gently, slowly kind of sway from one side of my sacrum to the other and just notice how that kind of changes the edge of the stretch. So you can play with that. Good. And And slowly release the leg down. Let's switch sides. Planting the right foot down, cross the left leg over. Again, maybe it feels like enough here. It might feel different from side to side. When you're ready, if you'd like to take threading the needle, weave that left arm through. Maybe see if you can take the opposite grip on this side. Active through your left foot and soft through your right foot. And go ahead and play with the edge of this stretch without going into pain, but just seeing how you can kind of play past maybe where it usually feels pretty comfortable to go into. See if you can stretch a little bit past that. And playing with that edge, maybe shifting slightly from side to side, and just notice how the micro movement of that really sort of changes where you feel the stretch, maybe how deep it goes. Good. All right. Release that and hug both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. We started with half happy baby today, so we'll close with full happy baby, sending the soles of the feet towards the ceiling. And taking the shoulders, elbows to the insides of the legs. You could catch your shins, your ankles, maybe your feet. Good. And then you can also play with the stretch here. Maybe you extend one heel out, bending the opposite heel in, and then switching sides. You might even play with hooking your peace fingers around the big toes. Maybe it's even extending both heels away from you for a reclined dragonfly for a few breaths. Just playing here, stretching into the hips, into the inner thighs for a few more breaths. And then whenever you feel ready to move into your final resting shape, make your way there. And that can look like anything. You could have the feet on the floor. You could bring the soles of your feet together for Supta Baddha Konasana, or maybe you're moving into Shavasana. Settle in for a few breaths. Just allowing yourself some stillness. Thank yourself once again for stepping into your practice today, for knowing that you can stretch and create space for more. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and your practice with me today. Always an honor to be here with you. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Have a beautiful day.